Hey everybody, Chaunine. Wanted to invite you into my studio this afternoon and kind of see what I'm working on. A couple weeks ago, started working on this cute little guy, Stitch, and I had to kind of set him aside for a little bit while I worked on some other projects, but I'm revisiting him today, kind of working through how I'm going to wrap up this piece. I really like how he's turning out. Working with a little bit of worked with this technique before, but not quite in this way. See if the camera can pick this up. This is a real textured canvas, and there's a lot of layers of paint. About as much work went into creating this background as did our cute little friend here. So what I'm working on now is figuring out exactly how the rest of the piece is going to look. And I've got a couple different ideas. I kind of wanted to show you what I'm thinking with here. And kind of show you where I'm going with this. So I created a couple test canvases here to kind of play with some ideas. You know, when I'm working on something new, especially a piece that I really like, I want to know what I'm doing before I start laying down paint and images on the final piece. So one of the ideas that I had was that I'd like to border the piece with some borders that look almost like they're tiki carved into wood, that type of effect. And so I painted this border here, kind of playing with that idea. And I like the way that it's looking. I'm trying to see if I can give you an idea of what that will look like once it's on the bigger piece. It doesn't really give you a great idea, but thinking the border would go this way, perhaps a different pattern going this way, and kind of framing the piece like this. And that's one direction, one idea that I'm looking at. And then I also had the idea that it might be fun to kind of put some Hawaiian flowers, almost like the background is a Hawaiian shirt. And so kind of I've been playing with these images here. And initially I thought that I wanted light flowers, and I like the way that it looks, but I think if I lay this down on the canvas, it's going to be more distracting than complementing to the piece. So I did a darker flower, and I like it. I like that it's just kind of implied. It's not fully filled in, and I think that kind of goes along with the way the rest of Stitch is painted. I probably would go with flowers a little bit smaller on the piece, but I'm liking the way that that's looking. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep goofing around with some of these ideas, and it'll be interesting to see what I finally decide to do. I actually painted a second canvas because I may decide to try both and see exactly what I think, which one do I like best, and maybe I'll like each one in its own way. So here, I wanted to show you also this idea. I was kind of thinking with possibly giving our friend a cute lei with plumeria flowers or some sort of tropical flowers. So I use tracing paper quite a bit. I call it old school Photoshop. I like tracing paper in that it allows me to kind of lay down an image and put it on top and see how it works in the overall picture, see if I like it, if I don't like it. But I do have a very strict policy when I'm working with tracing paper as an artist. I never use it unless I'm using it with an image that I've drawn myself, something that I've created and hand drawn myself. So here you can kind of see Stitch with this cute lei, and that's a direction that I may go as well. And just so you can kind of see, this is one of my first iterations of kind of thinking through, oh, what would it look like if I had some of these kind of etched in carvings, kind of framing them down both sides. So that was one of my first looks at that type of an idea. So having a lot of fun. I'm going to do a little bit more testing and working with colors. You know, if I do decide to go with this idea, initially I was thinking that I would fully paint in the flowers so that they would be as solid as stitches here. But after painting this flower in particular, I'm kind of thinking if I do go in the direction of the lei, I may just lightly do some lines so it's more implied that he's wearing it than fleshing the whole thing out. So stay tuned with me. I'm excited to share with you the progress on this piece, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.